Hello there. I am Yaya, your host. Today, I'm going to talk about travel bloggers' biggest fails, my hilarious detours around the globe. Ever wonder what happens when travel plans go spectacularly wrong? After years of globe-trotting adventures, I've collected enough embarrassing stories to fill a passport. Join me as I reveal the mishaps that never made it to my Instagram feed, but probably should have. It was supposed to be a simple drive through the Italian countryside to a charming vineyard I'd discovered online. 3 hours later, my rental car was wedged between two ancient stone walls in a village so small it didn't appear on any map. The locals gathered around, half concerned, half amused, as I attempted to explain my predicament in what I thought was Italian, but was apparently closer to Spanish with an Italian accent. "You're the fourth tourist this month," an elderly woman laughed, patting my shoulder. "The internet always sends people here instead of the famous vineyard. But our wine is better, just harder to find." What should have been a disastrous day turned into an impromptu wine tasting with a family who had been making wine for generations. Sometimes getting completely lost leads to the most authentic experiences, though I still had to pay a hefty fee to extract my car from those medieval walls. When booking accommodations online, remember that rustic charm and authentic experience can be code for no running water and possible wildlife roommates. In Thailand, my private bungalow with ocean views turned out to be a half-constructed shack with a partial roof and a family of geckos who had clearly signed the lease before me. The ocean view, technically accurate if you stood on a chair and craned your neck at precisely the right angle. Rather than fleeing immediately, I embraced my new reptilian roommates, naming the largest one Gerald, and spent the night under a mosquito net, listening to waves I couldn't see. The next morning's sunrise, which I watched from the beach after abandoning all attempts at sleep, was admittedly spectacular enough to almost make up for it. Lost in translation, food edition. I pride myself on being an adventurous eater, but sometimes my bravery exceeds my linguistic abilities. In a small town in South Korea, I confidently ordered what I thought was a traditional noodle dish, based on a photo and my extremely limited Korean vocabulary. What arrived was a bubbling cauldron of something that made my eyes water from 3 feet away. The restaurant owner watched expectantly as I took my first bite, which immediately set my entire mouth on fire. Turns out I had ordered a special extra spicy dish that locals use as a dare. 2 liters of water and 3 bowls of rice later, I had earned the respect of the entire restaurant. The owner insisted on taking a photo of my tear-streaked face for their wall of fame, or perhaps wall of shame, where I apparently joined a very exclusive club of foreigners who finished the dish. Research is essential for any travel blogger, but sometimes you miss critical details, like the fact that rainy season in certain tropical locations doesn't mean occasional refreshing shower, but rather biblical-level downpour for weeks on end. My meticulously planned beach vacation in Vietnam coincided perfectly with the worst monsoon season in recent memory. My beachfront paradise transformed into a soggy adventure of wading through flooded streets and learning to waterproof electronics with plastic bags and rice